night, and then you stop and say, alright, love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you.
My heat came on today, and this was particularly disturbing to me because I was already running my air conditioner, considering it was like 75 degrees outside today, even though Thursday is Halloween already. So can you say climate change? I can say climate change. My God, when I was a kid, we used to argue with our parents about not putting on a jacket over our Halloween costumes. Now, you can go as a hula dancer and still be hot. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Linda. This is Linda's World, and this is even more of Linda's World than you've ever seen, including Chloe the dog right there drinking some water. I am preparing for Halloween. I have a whole mess of candy on my floor. Yes, those are my PJ bottoms. And I have made this many candy bags so far. There's, note the pumpkin pillow there. You're resting on another pumpkin pillow on my couch right now. And I am just going to talk to you about some holiday stuff. So if you would like to hang around for the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's conversation, because I'm feeling festive this evening, well, then stay tuned, because this episode of Linda's World starts right now. So I'm making Halloween treat bags. These are some of what they look like. They have different patterns, but this is one. And they come with little twisty ties. And so I have decided to make them for the kids when they ring the doorbell. Now, the reason I do this, I used to do this years ago, back when I had pep and vigor when I was young. And the reason why I'm doing this now is because I don't know, last year I thought that I kind of overgave and undergave some of the handfuls. I wasn't exactly even in my, I guess, rush to get people away from the door. And so I didn't want brothers and sisters fighting, and I didn't want people to say that they got an uneven amount, and I also didn't want to run out of candy prematurely. So I said, what better way to do this than to pre-measure? It's sort of like bringing your lunch to work so that you don't have to spend money you don't have on pizza or a bagel that's no good, you know? So I wish I could take that advice, but I don't. So anyway, here I am making my Halloween bags, and I thought that we would have a conversation about the holidays. You see, I consider the holiday season to be the day before Halloween, all the way up to and including when I wake up on New Year's Day. Now, a lot of people will think that I cut that off prematurely. A lot of people may be of the belief that the holidays last until January 6th, if you're a Christian anyway, because of either what's called Epiphany or Little Christmas, or the Orthodox Christmas, of course, because Orthodox people tend to be a week later. Well, I don't subscribe to that theory because, quite frankly, there's Chloe. She's a barking up a storm today. She's going to get a cookie. Anyway, continuing on. I don't subscribe to that theory exactly because I think that once I wake up on New Year's Day with the knowledge that I have to go back to work the next day, because I'm a teacher, as you've heard in previous videos, I imagine, then I kind of feel like, all right, well, all the cool stuff of the winter is over, and we're left with nothing but the sewage that is winter. Sorry to leave that image in your head, but yeah, that's how I think of it, sewage. So anyway, that's why I like to do this right. That's why I like to put all my muscle into making the holidays great. I think I'm going to have some Pepsi while I talk to you. So here I go getting my hippie cup. Because when I drink Pepsi at night without food, when I just drink it, hippie cup. So there you go. Anyhow, so yeah, like I said, I tend to want to really, really, really do the holidays well because it's all that remains of winter before all the BS starts, you know? What do I mean by that? I mean the fact that one day you find yourself at work or like going to work, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and it's still dark outside, and there's like, it's raining over like old cruddy ice with like dog shit and black tire marks in it. And there's no end in sight to the cold snap, and it's not going to rise above 20 degrees the entire week. You know, that kind of winter. That's the winter I'm talking about. It's not fun. There's nothing cool about that. I don't understand winter enthusiasts. If you're a winter enthusiast, please leave me a comment and explain yourself to me. WTF? Why do you like that? I don't understand. This Pepsi drinking, hippie van loving, dog cookie giving, Halloween treat basket making girl doesn't understand understand. But I digress. So here I am trying to be as Halloween-like as possible during the month of October, as Thanksgiving-y as possible for November, and you guessed it, as Christmassy as possible in November. There's certain traditions that I do that are, I guess, what everybody else does. And there's certain traditions that I do that, I don't know, are just uniquely, like, Lindified. You know, is that a word? No. Well, anyway, what do I mean by that? So there are certain things that I relish in doing when certain occasions come up. And these traditions have been with me for ever and ever. I'm going to start actually kind of backwards. I'm going to start with a Christmas tradition I have that I don't think that anybody else has. By the way, I'm not just talking to hear myself talk. I encourage you to think of some of these things. I encourage you to ask yourself, what traditions do you have for certain holidays? Pardon my back to you as I take these candy bags. I'm going to stop in a minute because my hands are getting tired. So here's a Christmas tradition that I have. Christmas 2000. I was 23. And I don't know about you guys, but if you're Christian and celebrate Christmas, the tradition in my household for the entire time I was like born and still to this day is that we get a gift after dinner on Christmas Eve, and years ago after church when we all went, and then you get, baby, what are you eating? I thought she ate the candy. You okay? Okay. So, anyhow, so we used to get one Christmas gift after dinner on Christmas Eve, and then the rest on Christmas morning. And the gifts for my brothers as we got older were usually like video games and stuff, and the gifts for me were usually some kind of pajama outfit because, you know, it's me and that's how I roll, and I really like my PJs, especially Victoria's Secret satin ones. So, anyhow, one year, the year in question, I was given my Christmas Eve gift, which was the Victoria's Secret satin PJs, and my brothers were given video games. And off they went into the bedroom to play their video games, and everything was all great. And then, a little bit later, as I sat in my bedroom playing music, my mother came to my door. Now, earlier that day, I had done a really good solid to the family. I had wrapped all of the gifts, except for the ones that were mine. And I'm sorry, this dog is making me nervous. You okay, little dog? She's okay. She's just meandering. So, anyhow, I had wrapped all the gifts except for the ones that were mine. So I did a service. Now, personally, I love to wrap gifts. It's like my art. You know, like I dig it. Like I don't do to cheat with the gift bags. Like I like to wrap a gift like in paper with a bow and everything, right? So name tag, you know, special glittery stuff, like the whole nine. Because, you know, extra, that's me. So anyhow, I got a knock on my door from my mother, and she came in and she's like, here is an extra gift for you, just because of all the wonderful work you did for me. And so that was really nice of her. And so I said, oh, cool. And I opened it, and it was something that, listen, make fun of me if you want to, okay? But I thought this was awesome. And once again, it's a musical reference. It was something that I had put on my list. It was Lionel Richie's Greatest Hits on a CD. That was beautiful, and I could have cried. So I took it out, and I put on my Discman. How 2000 is that? And I popped in the disc, and I played it. And I had a wonderful Christmas Eve. I sat on my bed, and I used to like do this thing where I'd bounce up and down on my bed listening to music. I don't know what that is, but that's because I'm insane, and I think you already know this, so sorry. But I was bouncing up and down on my bed listening to my music, and it was like, you know, stuck on you, you know, and truly, truly in love with you, girl, and all of the wonderful greatest hits we've come to know for Lionel Richie, right? My personal favorite actually is, and has always been, You Are the Sun, You Are the Rain. That's the song I used to sing to Sophia all the time and spin her around the room. And she would look at me like, Mom, you're crazy and I'm gonna barf. Stop. But, again, I'm crazy. So, anyway, that was, that became a Christmas tradition. So for years, every Christmas Eve, no matter where I was and what I was doing, I took out my Lionel Richie and I played it on Christmas Eve after dinner and, you know, church and presents and all this stuff, you know, when I had like a moment alone, because I used to have some of those, I would just break out the Lionel Richie and play it. The CD's called Back to Front. It's actually a really good compilation. And so Lionel Richie fans, it's a cool one. I imagine you own it already. So anyhow, that's a tradition that I used to have that meant nothing to anybody but me. Who plays Lionel Richie on Christmas Eve? Like, why is that my life? Like, why did I think that? I don't know. So, Pepsi break. Because I need that much more caffeine. So, anyway, so moving on. Ooh, new bags. Pretty. So, anyway, moving on. A tradition that I personally have for Halloween that I don't know that anyone else has. I got this, I stole this tradition actually from a friend of mine from junior high school and high school that I no longer speak to actually. So my friend Mike told me that what he used to do was that he lived on the third floor of an apartment building, and he said that on Halloween he would he would play Thriller and Nightmare on My Street. He would take his speakers of his stereo in his bedroom and he would turn them around to face the street so that his neighborhood would hear the songs. Now, I don't do that because I don't know that that's fair. You know, I don't know that anybody else wants to hear my music. So I play it myself. But what I do is I sit in my room or my living room or whatever, and I have this unbreakable solid hour of music traditions again. I think we're sensing a motif here. I think. And so the musical tradition is that I play all Halloween related songs in a row. So I play Monster Mash, and I play Thriller, and I play Nightmare on My Street, and I play Spooky by Classics 4. I play a couple of different like things that are vaguely spooky, and then when I'm done, I just call it a day and I just play regular music or I go about my life. So anyway, that's a tradition that I do there. Now, we're a good 11 minutes into the video here, so I want to really get down to it. I'm not even going to put together a candy bag. I'm looking at my dog. She's behind me. Just wanted to make sure that she's okay. Where's my baby? That little black dot there? That's my baby. By the way, welcome to my living room. So my favorite holiday of all time, and the tradition that I do every year. I love Thanksgiving. Like, I love Thanksgiving. 4 days off, just when you need them the most, when you're losing your marbles, right? It's not quite winter yet, so it's not like it's the dead of winter and you have to be worried about bad weather. I mean, once or twice it snowed, you know, but not really like anything to write home about. Except 1989, actually 30 years ago, it snowed so bad that my mother, who was pregnant with my brother, couldn't get down the steps to go to our friends for dinner, so she and I stayed home. And my other brother and my dad went. I remember that vividly. Anyway, so Thanksgiving tradition. So here's what I do. The night before Thanksgiving, which I call Thanksgiving Eve, I come home from work and I chill out and I do my life and everything. And then when I'm all settled, when it's later at night, I put on the Turkey Song by Adam Sandler. Again, a musical reference, because it's me. So I play that, and that gets me all jazzed up and in the mood. And I don't know why it's funny. I don't get it, but I get it. Like, it's just hilarious. I mean, I don't know why it's funny that he says, love to eat turkey all night long. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Like, that's funny. I'm sorry, and I don't know why. Anyway, then I go to bed and I just wait for Turkey Day to appear. So now I wake up the next day and it's Turkey Day and it is awesome. And I wake up in such an awesome mood. I don't care. It's like most people wake up on Christmas, except that it's Thanksgiving and it's like my day and it's awesome. And I wake up and I make myself my black Sumatra coffee. Okay, in my coffee maker, I used to use a Keurig, but I went back to the old-fashioned way a little while ago. And I sit there with my coffee and I watch the parade start to finish. Now, I'm not a child anymore, so I'm not too concerned about the balloons. Like, Clifford the Big Red Dog is not where my head's at. Okay, it's cute and all that, but I'm 42. So what I'm waiting for are, I want to see the Broadway show tributes. You know, like one time, the love of my life, Tony Danza, was tap dancing because he was in some show. And because Tony, I don't know if you know this, is a tap dancer. He's not just the Who's the Boss guy. And so I watched it and it was awesome. Then, the Rockettes. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love my Rockettes. And every year I get out my phone and I tape my screen right? And I record their performance, and I have it like, if you look in my phone, like you'll see like 12 different Rockette performances, from the years, because I never delete them because they're great. And so I can't leave the house until I see the Rockettes. Like if I have plans, I'm like, no, pick me up after the parade because I have to see my Rockettes. Like I have to, right? And so then I do it and I watch it and it's awesome and I tape it and I call my mother and I'm like, oh my God, did you see him? And why do we still do phone move like this? Nobody uses phones like this anymore, but whatever. We also go to roll down the window when really it's, who knows? So anyhow, then the coup de grace happens at the parade. Santa passes by Macy's, okay? And I critique the Santa. For example, sometimes he's a little too thin. Sometimes he's a little too young looking. Often they don't make him wear glasses, and I think Santa needs to wear those little old man glasses. Mrs. Claus wears them, so they should have him wear them, but I don't know, whatever. I'm not R.H. Macy. I don't make the rules or whatever. So, is that his name? I think. R.H. Macy? I'm crazy. So, anyhow, there you go. Now, then I can leave the house. So I leave the house. For lunch, I eat 1 slice of pumpkin pie. Okay, I don't eat any foods on Thanksgiving that aren't Thanksgiving related. You're not going to catch me eating oatmeal or an English muffin or a scrambled egg or anything like that for breakfast. No, I eat a piece of pumpkin pie. Okay, then when I'm at my mother's, I open up the oven to look at the bird, right? And I start taking stuffing out of the hole of the bird and I take it by fork and I eat it right out of the oven as it's cooking, right? Then we sit down to dinner and my brother Brian and I take turns passing. We take when we're in the same place, when we're having Thanksgiving together, we take the stuffing bowl and we put it on our plate. And then the other person will swipe it and take it on their plate. And it's the old joke. That's for me. I don't know what the rest of you are going to eat because we heart stuffing. And I have a big old pile of sweet potatoes with marshmallows because that's the way I like it. Some people use brown sugar. I'm a marshmallow enthusiast. No apologies. And there you go. And then I do the coolest thing ever, my Black Friday tradition. So, first, let it be known that I am 100% against Black Friday. I am against the consumerism that is the holiday. I'm against any day where some kid has to say goodbye to his grandma at 7 o'clock and go to bed at 8 o'clock so that he can go to work at 2 in the morning to have ridiculous American consumers trample each other to death to get a TV at Best Buy. I am not in any way, shape, or form for that. So I have a policy. From midnight on Thanksgiving, when it becomes Friday, till midnight on Saturday, that becomes Small Business Saturday, I don't purchase anything. I do not plunk down my own money. Now, if you send me to the store with your money, okay, if you need something, I will go to the store for you. But I will not spend my money, no Linda money, transfers to a business from midnight on Thursday to midnight on Friday because I don't support Black Friday. Call me a communist. I'm not one. I'm just a realist, and I really don't think that it's cool because I resent the commercialism of the holiday. I like goods and products as much as the next guy. My God, my love for Louis Vuitton alone. Jesus, I love my consumer products. But you know what? I'm going to love them on another day because I don't want to hear another story about people being trampled at the mall. I don't want to hear another story about people beating the crap out of each other over a friggin' Xbox, okay? Because that's kind of stupid, and it's so counterintuitive to the holidays, right? So, sorry, not sorry, okay? Agree to disagree if you're not that way. I respect your opinion. This is mine. Okay, so what do I do on Black Friday if I'm not spending any money? I'll tell you what I do. I take my leftovers. I don't put them in the microwave. I heat up 2 frying pans, one for the potato, one for the meat and breads, okay? And I fill them with butter. I melt butter in the pan, and I fry in butter my leftover food. And then I sit on my couch, and I eat my food, and I watch old movies. In fact, every single year, Dial M for Murder is on, and I watch that while I eat my food. And then, when I've digested, and when I've done my dishes, and when everything's cool, and the house is in order, then I put on Gone with the Wind, because it's a 4 or 5 hour movie, and that's when the tree goes up. I haven't skipped a year doing this since, man, I can't remember. Except for the one year that I had to wait till the next Monday because my tree stand was broken, but I don't think that's important right now. So, there you have it. Linda sitting on her floor, getting ready for the first of the holidays in the holiday season with the candy bags and good cheer and one of her new band tees as usual, and just being, I guess, just reveling in the day and knowing that it's all in front of us. When the holiday season is in front of you, it's wonderful. It's when it's behind you and you're traveling to work like, you know, on Groundhog Day in the rain and the sleet. That's when it gets messy, physically and emotionally. But that's another video. So for now, I'm just going to say happy Halloween week and happy autumn and happy almost 2020 and happy beginning of the holiday season. Because I don't know about you, but it's little things like that, little traditions that I hang on to, even if people think I'm crazy, that make me happy. So that when I say happy holidays, I actually mean it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my candy bags now. And I think I'm going to steal a couple of peanut butter cups while I'm at it. Maybe a Kit Kat too. We'll see. So I'm going to sign off and eat my candy and do my work here and say happy Halloween week, happy fall, and good night.